Hey there, Heather. Ho, there's Jeff Cutter Diamond. Welcome you to another OOTP Legends League Season 5 preview. As we are headed for April 2nd, which of course is on Thursday, we'll have one game for you. I was thinking of doing a opening day double dip, but because both the Phillies and the A's, who won the NL and AL pennants respectively, don't play at home. They both don't play at home until the next three-game series, which will be April the 5th, which will be on a Sunday, on Easter Sunday. That will be the doubleheader that both the Phillies and A's home openers will be broadcast. So we're going to do solo games for the time being. Anyhow, we're going to be doing the AL South and the NL South previews, and then next week we will have tomorrow we'll have the AL East and NL East, and then we'll have the AL West, NL West. Let's start with the AL South. Let's start with the Houston Astros legends. Astros legends. Their team roster as of right now: Cesar Cedeno playing right, Craig Biggio second base, playing for only one team in his career, over 3,000 hits. Lance Berkman in left, Jeff Bagwell first base. Man, Boston fans must be puking after trading Bagwell away to Houston for the one of Larry Anderson, and it actually worked out against Boston. They could have traded Phil Pantier or even Scott Cooper, but they valued those two guys. Gee, wonder how those worked out. Ken Kennedy at third base. He was a great hitter. Unfortunately, steroids kind of ruined him. Glenn Davis, who was a great Houston home run hitter, who went to Baltimore in a famous trade that sent Houston three players: Steve Finley, Pete Harnsich, and Kurt Schilling. Harnsich was the lesser of the three. He was decent. He was serviceable. He did well for the Reds in '99. Steve Finley, Diamondbacks icon, and Kurt Schilling, Diamondbacks / Red Sox legend. Well, / Philly, sorry. So yeah, Glenn Davis, because he hit more home runs on the road than at the Astrodome. Richard Hidalgo playing center. Dickie Vaughn at short. His career would actually take a bad turn over a bad hit pitch in 1986, I think. And Brad Ausmus at catcher. The rotation: J.R. Richard, the flamethrower, who unfortunately lost his career because of a stroke and passed away, 10 years ago? Mike Scott, known for his sinker, alleged to have scuffed the ball and all the time. Roy Oswald, Shane Reynolds, and Don Wilson, who unfortunately passed away from carbon monoxide. And I don't think it was his fault. Billy Wagner is your closer. Brad Lynch, another serviceable closer. The setup guy, Larry Anderson. Irony of irony. Bagwell and Anderson on the same team. Danny Darwin, Octavio Dotel, Frank DePino, and Larry Durker, who was actually a good pitcher, then turned broadcaster, turned Astros manager. Meet the team. The Astros in 2024 won 91 games. 2025, they won 104, won the division, but lost game 7 in the second round. Injured list. Nobody's on injured list. That's good. Roster wise, do we have any Canadians? Where's Terry Poole? Terry Pole's not here. Where's he? Where's Terry Poole? Or, yeah, he's on the reserve roster. Whatever. So on the main roster, the numbers game: Cliff Johnson wearing number 0. Yeah, because of Cliff Johnson. Jimmy Wynn, number 3. I think we were 25 or something, right? Yeah. So Jimmy Wynn, the toy cannon, will change his number to 25. Or can he? Yeah, he can. 25. So Jim, the toy cannon Wynn will wear number 25. For the Astros legends: Jeff Bagwell, Craig Biggio, Dickie Vaughn, Brad Ausmus, Joe Ferguson, Richard Hidalgo, Morgan Ensberg, Lance Berkman, Bill Doran, Ken Kennedy, Jimmy Wynn, Doug Rader, Glenn Davis, 27, Cesar Cedeno, Bob Watson, Mike Scott, Frank DePino, Octavio Dotel. I think we were 43, right? Yeah, I think Dotel was number 43. Yeah, Dotel was number 43, so he'll change his number to 43. So yeah, Octavio's number 43. Billy Wagner was 13, right? Yeah, but Joe Ferguson wears number 13, so Wagner has to wear 42. Danny Darwin, Carlos Lee, Roy Oswald, Larry Anderson, Don Richard, J.R. Richard, Larry Durker, and Brad Lynch. Okay, cool. Next up, we have Tampa's legends. And Carl Crawford, a great player for Tampa in his legendary career. Went to Boston as well, but he's the DH. Eduardo Torres in center field. Is he like a new pickup? 29 years old. So yeah, Tampa's kind of doing what Kansas City did and have some unknowns be in their starting lineup. Corin Mossoff in right field. So yeah, Eduardo Torres. Free agent signing: last year. Big Herman, as they call him, from Birmingham, and Mozoff from Oakton, Virginia. What a name. But he's a free agent signing. Yeah, Tampa thinks they can do that. Jose Canseco for Tampa, even though he played only a few years in Tampa. Gilberto Rodriguez, so they're going with the free agency route too. Okay, Gilberto Rodriguez. Evan Longoria at third. He's Mr. Ray. Aubrey Huff at first. Great. Ben Zobrist playing short. And Deano Navarro catching. David Price, great lefty before he went to Detroit, then to Toronto. Scott Casimir. Juan Garcia. Must be a new guy. Yep, a new 29-year-old. Matt Garza and Jeremy Hellickson are your rotation. Rolf Peltzer is your new closer. So yeah, so Rolf Peltzer will do his job. Jake McGee, Grant Belfour, JP Howell, Roberto Hernandez, Fernando Rodney, and Willie Alvarez are in your bullpen. Meet the team. Tampa. Last year, 96 wins in 2 seasons, but both times have missed the playoffs. Organization injury list: James Shields is out with elbow ligament reconstruction surgery, and he will be 28. They're actually considering probably retiring him, but yeah, 13-10. Yeah, that's harmful for James Shields. He's a great starter, but they're patient. Yeah, they said he'll be 28. They probably would have retired him. Dave Martinez plantar fasciitis. That's kind of why they have like those guys in center field. Davey Martinez he'll be out for a month. Yeah, that's why like Eduardo Torres is the main guy. Roster wise, numbers wise, Evan Longoria, Gilberto Rodriguez. They're going to tell Gilberto you can't wear 5. Evan Longoria. Yeah, Longoria won 3, wasn't he? Yeah, Longoria were number 3. I thought he were number 5. Sorry. So Rodriguez will wear 5. Randy Wynn should wear number 1. Looking out for number 1. Well, not really there, but yeah. Randy Wynn will wear number 1 on his jersey. Rob Peltzer wearing number 9. So they've told Peltzer you should wear a different from Curacao. And he'll wear number 35. Yeah, so Peltzer. So Peltzer will wear 35 on the roster. JP Howell, 33. Yeah, JP Howell should change his number to 33. So yeah, JP Howell will change his number. Carl Crossbow, Mosloff will wear 17. Sobris, Huff, Jose Zavala, Lugo. Did he wear 21? He wore number 2, didn't he? Yeah, he wore number. No, that's BJ Upton. Sorry. Yeah, Lugo didn't wear number 2. Garza, Diano, David Price, number 24. I think he was number 16. Yeah, David Price, I don't think was 24. I think he was 16. Why can't he wear number 16? He could wear 14. Yeah, I was like, why can't he wear 16? Huh, whatever. So, yes, Price will wear number 14. He'll change his number. Greg Vaughn, number 26, should be 23, but Navarro's also wearing 23. Davignon, John Jaso, Casimir, Carlos Pena. Carlos Pena, number 33. Carlos Pena, Eduardo Torres, JP Howell, Rolf Peltzer, Jose Canseco should wear 33, but he can't. Hernandez, Alvarez, Hall, Sorrento, Belfour, McGee, Rodney, Hellickson, and Juan Garcia wearing number 61. Texas Legends. Nelly Cruz in right field, great hitter. Mike Young playing second. Josh Hamilton playing center. Unfortunately, his career would end mostly after leaving Texas for Anaheim for the Angels and free agency because Josh Hamilton was in Los Angeles where it was easy to get drugs. Unfortunately, he was a recovering alcoholic. Texas gave him a chance. He did well, but then he faltered. Frank Howard. Now, Texas used to be the Washington Senators. The 1960s Washington Senators used to be Texas. Rafi Palmeiro. DHing, he was good, but unfortunately, he's in trouble because I have never used steroids, period. And then he got hit with a drug test. Juan Gonzalez in left, great player for Texas before he went to Detroit. Pudge Rodriguez catching, Buddy Bell at third, and Woody Held playing short. Nolan Ryan, well, the Angels could have had him, Astros could have had him, but no, Texas got him. Fergie Jenkins, although the Cubs could have had him too, but yeah, Fergie Jenkins, Canadian. Charlie Huh, Kenny Rogers, and Dick Bosman are your rotation. Francisco Cordero, your closer. Jeff Russell, Alexei Gondo, Darren O'Day Okuri Otsuka, Rick Honeycutt, and Jeff Zimmerman. Pair Canadians. Texas, 101 wins in 2024 and 101 wins in 2015, both faltering in the playoffs and all that. So, yeah, roster wise, nationality, there's two Canadians, Fergie and Jeff. Woody Held, Ian Kinsler. Number 10. Number 10? Ian Kinsler? No. Frank Howard, number 4. Rick Honeycutt. That's a high number for a reliever like him. So yeah, I'm gonna have to give. I think he wears 41 with the ace. So yeah, he'll wear number 41 for Texas. Yeah, I think 6 is a bit too high for him. Pudge, Blaylock, Sundberg, Young, Franco there, Wango, Bell, Milton Bradley, Cruz, Palmero, Teixeira, Dick Donovan, Napoli, Greer, Fergie, Hamilton, Ryan, Bosman, Oganda, Honeycutt, Asuka, Rogers. Yeah, Rogers should be wearing 37, not 45. Yeah, so Rogers will wear 37. The lefty Kenny Rogers. Yeah, so Kenny Rogers will wear 37. Ogando, Honeycutt, Oscar, Russell, Cordero, Day, O'Day, and Zimmerman. Okay, it's seasonal teams. 2020 race. They'll share with Tampa the stadium. Manny Margot playing right field. Joey Wendell, Pete Gaviria, Brandon Lau, Yanni Diaz, Casey Kochman, Pablo Garcia, Kevin Kiermaier, and Mateus Novo. Ryan Yarbrough, Blake Snell, Guy Morton, Pedro Aguilar, and Josh Fleming are your rotation. John Curtis, your closer. Seegers, Richards, White, Fairbanks, Beeks, and Anderson are your bullpen. Read the team. 55 wins in 2024, 48 wins in 2025, which is like very bad. You're very, very bad. Foster, I don't think there's any Canadians. There's a Brazilian, Mateus Novo. And you see the lineup, I'm not changing any of their numbers because, it's useless there on a seasonal team. See those guys: Diaz, Noble, Snell, Garcia, Perez, Lowe, Drake, Margot, Arenado, White, Wendell, Tsukiko, Aguilar, Fairbanks, Gaviria, Morton, Richards, Hutchman, Kiermaier, Bozo, Yarbo, Chiman Choi, Erson Rosano, Seegers, Fleming, Castillo, Beeks, Anderson, Renfro, and John Curtis. The 1929 Philadelphia A's, kind of in the South because of Oakland, but yeah, they had to be put in the South. So they have Jimmy Dykes, Milhouse, Al Simmons, Double X, Mikey Cochran, Bob Bailey, Ross Youngs, Bill Miller, and Max Bishop lineup. Lefty Grove, George Earnshaw, Raul Munoz, Carlos Lara, and Brian Anderson are your reliever rotation. Brandon Donnelly, your closer. Emke, Keo, Shores, Orwell, Yerkes, and Breckenridge are your relievers. This team, 55 wins in 2024, and then 56 in 2025. Oh yeah, did I not check the injured list? Oh, I didn't check. I didn't check Texas's injured list, did I? No, I didn't. Okay, no one's injured for them. 2020 race. Look at the injuries for the 2020 race. Tyler Glasnow herniated disc out 3 weeks. He had 19 losses, but Anthony Banda, elbow tendonitis. Johnny Grabowski, the catcher, torn ACL for at least a month, so he was their main catcher. Willie Adames, strained ACL, out for a week, 13 home runs. And Brian O'Grady, hamstring guy. So yeah, the walking wounded for that team. The 1929 A's. Look at the roster. Don't think there's any Canadians. There's one from Taipei, Tio, and one from Dominican Republic, Raul Munoz. You see the numbers of Alwell, Ershaw, Simmons, Bailey, Youngs, Lara, Mueller, Teal, LeBourgeau, Haas, Pascal, Bishop, Fox, Menus, Maddox, Grove, Bowley, Coughlin, Anderson, Breckwich, Cronin, Donnelly, Caldwell, Yerkes, Empty, Shores, Dykes, Perkins, French, and McNair. And the 2002 Anaheim Angels, Southern California, Los Angeles area, Eckstein, Kennedy, Salmon, Anderson, Fulmer, Spicio, Buchele, Gustavo Rodriguez, and Benji Molina, your main roster. Washburn, Penny, Ortiz, Raymond Ortiz, that is. Hooten and Lackey, rotation wise. Bullpen, Donnelly, Shields, Percival, Pote, Luxewicz, Weber, and Tenorio. The team, 65 wins in 2024, dipped to 51 last year. Injured list, nobody. Roster wise, any Canadians? Well, nope. You see the numbers on Molina, Kennedy, Palmero, Fabregas, Sean Weiss, Nieves, Bushele, Nixon, Naharak, Rodriguez, Salmon, Anderson, Fulmer, Eckstein, Spezio, Tenorio, Gloss, Lockman, Penny, Ortiz, Percival, Lackey, Wooten, and Hooten, Luxodowicz, Donnelly, Washburn, Potes, Shields, and Weber. And that's the rosters of the AL South. And let's look at the NL South, guys. Atlanta, starting with the Braves Legends. Marcus Giles playing second. Eddie Matthews at would be third base, but you got Chipper Jones also, so he's DH. Hank Aaron, Hammer Hank in right field. Rico Curry playing left. Javi Lopez catching. Joe Adcock at first. Rafael Furcal at short. And Andrew Jones in center field. Greg Maddox, Phil Necro, the knuckleballer. Warren Spahn, Kevin Millwood, Tom Glavine. A great rotation. Greg Kimbrell is your closer. Mark Willers, John Rocker, Johnny Sane, Kerry Lindbergh, Gene Gerber, and Chris Medlin are your relievers. Braves twice went to the playoffs, only winning one playoff round in 2 years, but at least they make the finals and all that. Organization-wise, injury list: John Smoltz, a torn flexor tendon. He's out for a year. He's 37 years old, so yeah, that's bad news. Yeah, 37 years old. I think you can't. You think he's retiring? Yep. So John Smoltz will retire. Nice career for him and the Atlanta Legends, but you have to get rid of him. Organization-wise, let's look at the roster and the numbers. For Kyle, well, we're number one. Herman Long will wear number two. Dale Murphy, number three. Brian McCann, number seven. Javi Lopez, number eight. Adcock, 9. Chipper, 10. Duffy, 12. Brandt, 15. Horner, 18. Del Crandall, 20. Spawn, 21. Giles, Justice, Logan, Curdy, Jones, Gerber, Maddox, Millwood, Neckrell, Medlin, Sane, Matthews, Aaron, Woolers, Kimbrell, Glavin, Lindbergh, and Rocker. Okay, seems cool. The numbers. Miami Marlins. I forgot to talk about. Just give Angels just to see the Anaheim Legends team. I mean, to see Angel Stadium of Anaheim, like the Angels Legends are playing at old Anaheim Stadium, by the way. 29 A's to see Shy Park in play, and the 2020 Rays will share with the Rays their stadium. Miami Marlins Legends. Chuck Carr at center field, part of the first ever Marlins team. Haley Ramirez at short. Mickey played third. Yeah, he was a Marlins legend before a Tiger. Giancarlo Stanton playing right. Moises Alou played left. Gary Sheffield DHing jerkly at first. Omar Infante at second. And Charlie Johnson catching. Josh Beckett, Josh Johnson, Kevin Brown, AJ Burnett, Dontre Wells, your rotation. Brian Harvey, your closer for the first year. Rob Nen, Levon Hernandez. Okay. Nolasco, Carl Pavetta, Guillermo Volta, and El Leiter are your bullpen. The Marlins won 97 games in 2024, 102 last year, and took second in the division, went to the wild card, and lost. Injured list: Louis Castillo, strained hamstring, out for a couple of weeks. He should be back soon. Mark Kotze, strained hamstring too. He's the main center fielder. And all that. Roster-wise, look at the numbers. Yeah, there were no Canadians. Yeah, there were no Canadians. That's right. I think Ventura from Colombia. I thought Ventura was from the Dominican Republic. Ferris, Greg Son, Gary Sheffield, Chuck Carr. I don't think we were number one. I would have given him number one. Chuck Carr, Hanley Ramirez, Omar Infante, Kevin Millar, Moises Alou, Jeff Conine, Mike Lowe, Charles Johnson, Josh Beckett, Miggy Cabrera, Derek Lee, Giancarlo Stanton, Kevin Brown, Al Leiter, Cliff Floyd, Rob Nen, Gary Peters. Gary Peters, I think for the White Sox Legends, right? Yeah, the White Sox Legends. They dumped him off, so the Marlins took him. Burnett, Harvey, Nolasco, Redmond, Willis, Johnson, Moda, Levon, and Carl Pavano. Yeah, Pavano can't be that low on the. So he'll wear number 37 for the Marlins. Yeah, he'll wear 37. The Padres Legends. Gary Templeton at short. He was the main shortstop for the Padres. He was traded from St. Louis to San Diego for the one of Ozzie Smith. Tony Gwynn, Mr. Padre. Phil Nevin playing third. Crying Dog McGriff playing designated hitter for this team. Agon. Dave Winfield, center field. Yeah, he was a Padres legend before a Yankee. Brian Giles, Randy Reddy, and Gene Tennants. Rotation wise, Jake Peavy, Andy Baines, Matt Laddles, Bruce Hurst, and Andy Ashby doing that. Trevor Hoffman, Hells Bells. There's Heath Bell. Mark Davis, Randy Jones, Joey Hamilton, Louis DeLeon, and Clay Kirby are in the bullpen. Meet the team. 93 wins in 2024, 98 in 2025, but third in the division. Injury list: Benito Santiago torn labrum. He's out for the year. He's only 24. That's the good news. Is that with him gone for a while and as a catcher and all that, that's good news. They actually had to pick up Elston Howard from the Yankees organization to be the backup catcher. I mean, you don't want Pancho Trillo to be your backup catcher. No disrespect to Pancho. Um, I don't think the Padres have any Canadians on the roster. Templeton, Clark, Pancho Trillo will wear number 3. Trey Trafficki cannot wear number 4. I think it's like 41. Yeah, I think like 40. Yeah. So Trafficki will wear number 41. I'm like, he wears number 4. Nope. Trafficki will wear 41. Randy Reddy, Loretta, Bip, Heath Bell. I think we're 18. But Oscar Gamble's wearing 18. Tennants, Nevin, PB, Agon, Giles, McGriff, Crack, Klesko, Winfield, Elston, Jones, DeLeon, Latos, Benz, Trafficki, Ashby, Kirby. He was at an original San Diego guy, is he? Allegedly his. Mark Davis, Joy Hamilton, and Trevor Hoffman. Okay, so that's cool. 2001 Diamondbacks sharing their stadium with the Arizona Legends right now. Cesar Geronimo, Mark Grace, Reggie Sanders, Lugo, Otto Felez, Craig Counsell, Matt Williams, Johnny Logan, and Damian Miller. Hosh Bosh. Jared Washburn, Nick Beerbolt, Nino Esposito, Beyond Keelum, and Brett Prince in the rotation. Mike Ted Grant is your closer. Mike Fetters, Greg Swindell, Elliot Embry, Matt Manti, Juan Moreno, and Mark Kuploff in the bullpen. It should technically be Mike Cat in the rotation and not Beyond Kim. But whatever. Meet the team. This team, 55 wins in 2024, 48 in 2025. They actually had a 27-game losing streak, if memory serves me right, that year. Injured list: Eric Knott, torn meniscus, out till September. Yeah, so he's been around. And Eric Sable, torn flexor. Yeah, he has not. Transactions. Please don't. Huh, Eric Knott. I'm like, I thought he was. Hmm. How did you get that? Okay, well, anyway. Oh, sorry. Organization roster. Yeah, I know. Like, I know Louis Gonzalez should wear number 20 for the 2001 Diamondbacks, but I don't worry about the numbers. You got Embry, Council, Womack, Geronimo, Logan, Grace, Moreno, Sanders, Williams, Swindell, Velez, DeLucci, Miller, Luciano Lopez, Dominican Mudcat, Manti, Bell, Espinosa, Fetters, Spivey, Muller, Prince, Durazo, Beerbolt, Brajas, Kim, Brohan, Washburn, and Koploff. The 1957 Milwaukee Braves playing out of Old County Stadium when it mattered the most. Mike Easler, Vic Wirtz on the team, Hank Aaron, Eddie Matthews, Joe Adcock, Wes Covington, Del Crandall, Danny O'Connell, and Felix Mantilla. Your rotation: Ed Woodson, Dave Gold, Bob Trowbridge, Gene Conley, Juan Pesaro, Don Mossy is your closer, Don McMahon, Lou Burdett, Bob Brule, Jim Slayton, Dave Jolie, and Ray Crone are in your bullpen. Meet the team. 62 wins in 2024, 66 in 2025, so they improved themselves. Injured list: Jim Beattie out with a torn flexor for at least a year. He's 10 and 19. Well, Seattle Legends, and then he went 10 and 19 for them. But he's going to be 29. Yeah, they're gone. Yeah, he's going to retire. So Beattie is going to take the retirement that he deserves. Taylor Phillips, hand soreness from the 57 Braves. So yeah, so Taylor Phillips should be back soon. Organization wise, yeah, the roster. Look at the numbers. Del Crandall, McMahon, Hazel, Mantilla, Wirtz, Adcock, Bull, Hawk Taylor, Garcia, Goltz, Torrey, Sawatsky, Jolie Sinner, Worth, Crone, Sladen, Conley, Easler, Malkmich, Tobrich, Burdett, Passaro, Mossy, Burdett, Bruden, Matthews, Covington, Aaron, Whitson, and Danny O'Connell. And the 1998 Padres playing at Qualcomm. San Diego plays at Petco. 2018 Desmond Jennings, Willie Joyner, Greg Bond, Ken Caminiti, Tony Gwynn, Q Veras, Chris Gomez, Carlos Hernandez, and Mike Casala. Rotation Kevin Brown, Will Wilcox, Stan Spencer, Joey Hamilton, and Ken Nichols. Trevor Hoffman does the closing. Maselli, Reyes, Wall, Cruz, Bowringer, and Ruben Perez are your relievers. Meet the team. 57 wins in both 2024 and 2025, so they're consistent. Injury list Don Wangard out a couple weeks for sprained elbow. So he should be back soon. Roster wise, Jennings, Sheets, Cruz, Ferris, Wilcox, Chavez, Sweeney, Gomez, Hernandez, Oliva, Tomas Hernandez, the catcher. So pair of Hernandez's. Giovanni Kid Nichols, Tony Gwynn, Greg Myers, Ken Committee, Wally Joyner, Greg Fun, Ruben Perez, Ruben Rivera, Don Maselli, Roberto Ramirez, Donnie Wall, Brian Bilringer, Hamilton, Hoffman, Reyes, Spencer, Brown, and Gasella. So those are your your 7 teams for the South. So what you're talking about. So anyway, we've finished the South, and now we'll deal with the AO and NL East tomorrow, and the AO and NL West on Tuesday. No, on yeah. Wait, that doesn't sound right. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Oh, I guess yeah. I guess Tuesday, and then there's a day off before Thursday. We'll start the OTP thing. Wednesday, we actually do the PC replay of seasonal thing. Hopefully, everything works out well. I hope so. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. I do.